When they sat me down, they told me, we don't understand why you're not going crazy right now, why you're not screaming in pain, because the damage that you caused yourself, it's bad, it's severe. You mean they self-injected me, they self-injected me into induced coma. When they injected me to something, whatever they injected me with, it was something that they would put me in a coma because of the pain and the trauma that I had caused to my body. And they were waiting for the helicopter to come because I needed to be airlifted. I wouldn't have made it. They're thinking I wouldn't have made it, not knowing that it was the grace and the mercy of God upon my life, and it was His choice and it was His decision that on His moment He takes life and He gives life when He feels like it, and not knowing that I had a calling on my life. And that very moment, I didn't have an encounter with God when I was in a coma for 2 days. I didn't see no light or nothing. I just remember of my wife being there and her mother, and they were telling her mother, if he does survive and he does live out of this, there's either going to be two things that's going to be wrong with him. He's going to have brain problems and he's going to have heart problems from the damage of the electricity. But this is how good God is, that the wounds on my arms and the cuts on my arms were able to, when the electricity ran through my body, that those cuts were used and turned around for the goodness of God, because the electricity wasn't able to flow through my body, that they were able to flow cutting out of my arms, that it didn't flow through my body and it didn't cause any damage in my body. But I'm still in a coma in this moment. I'm still not knowing the outcome of this. But they begin to speak to me because the machines are keeping me alive. But we all know it was the hand of God keeping me alive. And we all know because He is the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega. He is the mightiest of them all. He created it all and He's in control of all. And when they're talking and they begin to talk to me and they begin to just tell me to move my toes and wiggle my eyes, and I begin to respond because the machines on life support were keeping me alive. And that's the moment when they disconnected everything. That's the moment that when I woke up, God demonstrated to me His power and His love and His mercy and His grace. And when I woke up in that very moment, when I cried out to God, I said, that's it, God. That's it. I'm not running anymore, God. I don't know you, but I want to have an intimate relationship with you. I turn around to my mother-in-law and I tell my mother-in-law, I said, Mom, because she was my spiritual mother, she was my other mother. You mean I didn't have a father in my life at that moment, but God blessed me with two mothers at once. And I turned around her, I go, Mom, I said, Mom, I'm done running. Whatever God has for me, have His way. Have His way. And at that moment, they began to tell me because of the damage that I caused to my arms, they had to amputate my left hand. And I wasn't going to be able to have the left one either. But it was just this piece of the overwhelming not knowing that when I accepted Jesus Christ, He gave me the deposit of the Holy Spirit that began to move in my life, that began to give me the peace that comes only from Jesus, which is the King of peace that surpasses all understanding. Not knowing that even though in the physical, it might seem bad that I have no arm. It might seem bad that I might lose my other hand. But I had left it all at the feet of Jesus in that very moment. Not knowing that it wasn't the physical arm that I wasn't going to need no more. It was the hand of God that I was going to fully rely on to move in my life, to guide me, to pull me out of all my mess and all my sin.